On February 19, 2013, a maintenance worker climbed to the roof of the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Guests had been complaining about the water. It tasted strange. The color was off. What he found inside that water tank would become one of the internet's most haunting mysteries. This is Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian student from Vancouver. Bright, ambitious, with her whole life ahead of her. In January 2013, Elisa decided to take a solo trip along the West Coast. She visited San Diego, posted photos at the zoo on her social media. Everything seemed normal. On January 26th, she arrived in Los Angeles and checked into the Cecil Hotel. She would never check out. This is her story. But the Cecil Hotel was no ordinary hotel. Built in 1927, this 700-room building in downtown LA's Skid Row had earned a dark reputation. Multiple murders, countless suicides, and a history of attracting the most dangerous criminals. Serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, stayed here in the 1980s. Another serial killer, Jack Unterweger, checked in during the 90s. Even Elizabeth Short, the famous Black Dahlia victim, was reportedly seen at the hotel bar days before her brutal murder in 1947. Some called it America's Hotel Death, and Elisa Lam was about to become part of its dark legacy. Elisa checked into a shared room on the 5th floor, but almost immediately, her roommates noticed something strange. She was leaving notes. Go home. Go away. She would lock the door and demand a password before letting anyone in. The hotel manager moved her to a private room. On January 31st, Elisa's family received their last communication from her. The next day, when she didn't answer her phone, they called the police. She had vanished. Without a trace. Her belongings were still in her room. Her laptop, her clothes, everything, except Elisa. Police searched the hotel. They searched her room. They brought in dogs. Nothing. A week later, they released surveillance footage, the last known sighting of Elisa Lam, and it was deeply disturbing. In the grainy elevator footage from January 31st, Elisa enters the elevator. She presses multiple buttons. The doors don't close. She peeks her head out, as if checking for someone. Then she steps out, moves to the side, hides against the wall. She makes strange hand gestures, like she's talking to someone. But there's no one there. She jumps back in, presses more buttons. Then she exits and disappears from view. That was the last time anyone saw Elisa Lam alive. The video went viral. 3 million views in 10 days. Internet sleuths analyzed every frame. Theories exploded online. Was she running from someone? Was she playing a paranormal game? Was this evidence of murder? Weeks passed. No sign of Elisa. Then, guests started complaining. The water pressure was low. The water looked dark. It tasted wrong. On February 19th, 19 days after Elisa disappeared, maintenance worker Santiago Lopez climbed a ladder to the hotel's roof. 4 large water tanks stood there, each one 8 feet tall. He climbed up, removed a heavy lid, and looked inside. He found Elisa, floating face up in the water, the same water that guests had been drinking, showering with, for nearly 3 weeks. Heartbeat sound effect. The discovery shocked the world, but it raised more questions than answers. The roof was locked. Alarms would trigger if doors were opened. The water tanks were 8 feet tall. You needed a ladder to look inside. The lid weighed 20 pounds. So, how did Elisa get up there? And how did she end up inside that tank? The autopsy revealed no signs of trauma, no evidence of physical assault, no illegal drugs in her system. But toxicology showed something important. Elisa had bipolar disorder. She was on medication, and the levels in her system suggested she hadn't been taking it regularly. The official ruling? Accidental drowning. But the internet didn't buy it. Theories exploded. Some said she was playing the Korean elevator game, a paranormal ritual that supposedly summons spirits. Others pointed to eerie coincidences. A horror film called Dark Water had an identical plot. A tuberculosis test was called Was Elisa. Her name reversed. A musician had posted a video from the Cecil just days before. Too many coincidences? Or just coincidences? Years later, Amy Price, the hotel manager at the time, spoke publicly. She had worked with Elisa's family, even took her parents to the roof to see where their daughter had died. "There is no conspiracy," she said. "This was a tragedy related to mental health." Investigators believe that during a manic episode, Elisa accessed the roof through the fire escape. The alarm had been broken for months. She climbed into the tank, perhaps trying to hide, perhaps confused and disoriented. The lid closed behind her, and she couldn't get out. She drowned alone, in the darkness. The Cecil Hotel is now being renovated into affordable housing. But Elisa Lam's case remains one of the internet's most discussed mysteries. Was it truly an accident? Or is there more to the story? What do you think? Leave your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button, subscribe for more true crime mysteries, and click the bell to never miss a case. Thanks for watching Dark Narratives. Until next time, stay curious.